recording now. Alright. Hello and welcome back to some My Singing Monsters. Hopefully you are all doing alright and staying safe. I do apologise for the lack of My Singing Monsters. You know, I started doing some My Singing Monsters, but I tell you, I've just been burnt out the last 3 months, I would say. It all started with getting sick. Also, I think this is the first time that we're using what's called our 3D model for My Singing Monsters. We also have my favourite character right next to my heart. If you do not know the characters from Far Cry 2. Alright, so there was a major update back on the 25th of June. I was meaning to go and do said update when it came out. I was looking quite forward to it. But you know what? A lot of stuff happened in between then and now, you know. I do apologize. Alright. I've just been quite burnt out, you know, the last while. But you can't really do too much about that, huh? About, you know, a lot of waiting. That's what I'm gonna say, a lot of waiting. But I'm going to try and do a lot today and then, you know, try and keep it going. And I know that we needed to get a certain thing. Do not think I've forgotten what I needed to do. I needed to work on... I cannot remember its name, but you know... I did not forget what I needed to do, I just cannot remember what said object's name is. But we needed one of those little things from... Ethereal Workshop, that's it. One of the little tiny blobby lobs. That's what we needed. Like, I saw the entire trailer for it, I tell you, nah. That was crazy trailer. I would recommend going and checking it out. Probably one of their, you know, better trailers, I'll say. One of their better trailers. Because I've not played in a little while, we do have a boost on the incubation time. Oh, hello there, Pi. Hopefully you're doing alright and staying safe. Why does this seem a bit new? Is it the barrier around it? Wait 1 second. Let me head into the shop. Did they change, you know, something? No. I think it's just that one bit, you know, I've not noticed. I'm doing great, how are you? I am doing alright so far. We're currently just going through all of the islands that we need to go through until we get to Ethereal Workshop, where we are going to get started on grabbing the plasma. We needed plasma. That's what we needed. The plasma. I'm almost about to say wobble, but I don't know why I'm going for wobble. Wobble. It sounds funny, that. But it's good to know that you're doing alright, bye. Alright. So we'll head on over to Bone Island now. Here we are. I'll just collect all. Oh, it's actually quite slow, that. Is that for reducing lag? It must be, Because when you used to do it before, it used to lag. Because it was everything at once. So I think they did it, you know, it goes one by one across the island, kind of like a scan. It does kind of seem like that. Let's see it again. Yeah, it seems like a scan that goes along this island bit like that. I wonder if there's any way to avoid it. Not sure. I've always wondered, like, the bugs of, you know, My Singing Monsters, because there's gotta be some weird bugs out there. I want to know if you can bug your way out of the main island. Oh, that would be hilarious. Ah yes, place it over this way. It's probably possible. Probably not now, but you know, a long time ago. I know there was some weird bugs back in the day. Recently installed the one Souls-like game that has PS2 graphics. It's really cool. What one is that again? Because I'm pretty sure I know the one that you're meaning. remember I wanted to play that quite some time ago, but I could never figure out the name of it. But I always enjoy when they have like a nostalgic feel to, what you call it, games like that. There we go. And who's getting a key this time? We have quite a few. I think it was friend NL. Wait if you wait 1 second. Alright, there we go. Whew. Sorry, I was just releasing some pressure. Alright. So, let us go and send that over there. I don't think we're breeding up anything interesting now on this island. The one that I'm talking about is being made by an indie dev. It's called Prison of Husk. You know what? I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm pretty sure I know the one that you're talking about. It's just been quite some time since I last heard it. All I get reminded of when I hear about Souls games is that one guy who does Souls videos on what you call it, finding the weirdest Souls games, dumpster diving Souls games, Souls likes, that's what it was. That's a good one, I tell you. I do that for like free games. I'm gonna get back into that, I tell you. I'm gonna get back into that. But what do you call it? Yeah, it is to reduce lag, I'm pretty sure. Okay, the Ethereal Workshop is just right there. I was like, did I miss the Ethereal Workshop and just go over it? No. The sound effects are quite nice, I tell you. I do wonder, you know, when they would build up the story to a point that there will not be any more story to My Singing Monsters. But then at the same point they'll probably keep it going for the money. That is, you know, another thing that would probably happen. Alright. Okay, we needed plasma. Is plasma on a good day here today? Or it's actually one of the best days to get plasma. Surprisingly. Very surprising. What is the story of My Singing Monsters? It's hard to explain. It's hard to explain. I barely know, you know, the PCs, you know, that I got ages ago. But the entire story of, like, you know, My Singing Monsters, you know what, wait 1 second. This is the island that we do not use our collect all because I get to spam, you know, click. I am terrible at clicking them today. I am terrible at clicking them today. Alright, let me head over to Gold Island because that'd be a bit more quieter. But the entire story of My Singing Monsters, it starts with the previous, or not the previous game, but the other game. Well, I can place 3 things down on this island. You know what, I was trying to figure out like what that was there for a second. And I did not realize it was the face of if you asked me to identify that, you know, monster's face, the smooch one, I would not be able to identify it. But the entire story is like, it starts from a newer game that is also the prequel of this game. And then it goes to this game, and basically the Titans are like spirits of the world. And they save like, you know what, I'll just say Noah's Ark basically. It's basically what it is. That's basically like the most simplified version I could give. Because it is super weird, the story. I do kind of wonder, like, you know, how would I describe it? what would be their end of the journey? Because we could one day get a My Singing Monsters too. And with all the lore that we've been given so far, you know, it's very hard to piece together, you know, 100% of the stuff. I'm pretty sure they just, you know, throw together whatever they like, you know, that's what I'm gonna say. They throw together whatever they like. Because there's always crazy stuff that they have. Like, you think the lore's gotta go in one direction, it's going in the other direction. That's what I'm saying. So if I had to say, like, you know, the end of My Singing Monsters I would want, I'd probably say that I want an end where they find new land. Kinda like, you know, the Titans, but like, you know, what happened before. Like disaster, you know, Singy, they're on these, and then, you know, they find a new land. That's what I'm saying. Instead of having to be on top of the Titans all the time. And then maybe one day we'll get open world My Singing Monsters game. Where it's like an RPG. Oh, that would be funny. Probably would not sell the, you know, best, but you know, it would be funny to have. Hopefully I explained the lore alright for you, because the lore is just very weird and wacky. I explained it from a comment of someone that being, I think, Ender, or was it Battle of Colors? I wonder how they're doing. Hopefully they're doing alright and staying safe. There's many commenters, you know, from back in the day that, you know, I still think about, you know. I don't forget them. It's like Bob Ross when he does not get letters from, like, you know, the commenters. You have to go check on them. We still need to check up on No Vanity. Hopefully No Vanity's doing alright. Now unglue. Alright, so that will be where we end off for today. I lost my mouse there. There we go. I was wondering where my mouse went, but you know. Alright, so that'll be where we end off for today. We've got stuff ready for next episode, and we'll probably dive into what they've added. That's something I want to do. But I do kind of want to focus on decorating the islands. That's what I want to do. I want to decorate some more of the islands. So that'll probably be what we will be doing in the future from now on. We'll decorate an island every, you know, couple of episodes. So, hopefully you enjoyed this. Have a nice day, safe, possible. Get some interesting developments, very important. Have a nice day, things from other seasons.